Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and we're here today in Bordeaux, France, and this is the newest itinerary for Avalon Waterways. I'm here with Pam Hoffes, the president of Avalon Waterways, and we're doing a really sort of quick version of this new itinerary that Avalon is featuring. We're going to talk about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Pam, first of all, great to see you here. It's been a wonderful cruise. We've done a shortened version of what you were doing. Let's ask the first question is, why did you decide to do a Bordeaux cruise?
Well, we do something called the wish list survey. It's something we've been doing for a few years where we ask our travelers, how do you want to travel? Who do you want to travel with? And so, how in terms of what kind of experiences and where do you want to travel? And France is always at the top of the list. We have always had cruises on the Seine and on the Rhone. We've been around, Avalon came into business in 2004. And so, those started, they were part of the initial progression. We've been there for quite a long time. So it was just natural to add Bordeaux. And, in looking around the city, I really think that it's been a great fit also because it brings in, the destination brings in all of those other elements. So, the immersive experiences, which when we ask people, how do you want to travel? Those were the things that we heard. So seeing the must-see sites is always number one. But then they're also looking for immersive experiences and active ways to travel. And the Bordeaux really brings that to life.
Well, I was surprised that you hadn't offered it before, but then I realized there's only 4 brands on Bordeaux right now that we all know in river cruising, right?
Yeah, we're the 5th coming in now, and there is a great opportunity here. It's the only itinerary, I think, where they said to us, we'll never be double docked with other cruises.
Which is really unique because if you end up, you can be triple docked actually sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So, this is a destination that is absolutely looking to grow, looking for more ships to come, and I think that they can deliver the experiences that people will love.
No, that's great. It's a wonderful town, and we've gone to experience some of the other destinations that you offer. Now, it's also, we're talking about this, you don't need to have a wine-themed cruise here because this is a wine-themed cruise.
It is, and somebody asked me once, actually, are you doing any wine-themed cruises in Bordeaux? And the reality is they're all pretty much wine-themed, and our partners who we're working with here on our excursion program said to me, yes, Bordeaux is all about the wine, but there's so much more. And we really worked with all of the communities here, worked with our land partner to find those opportunities that even went beyond wine and really brought out authentic experiences that are unique to the region. So, for example, we have an option to go down to Arcachon Bay and to see the biggest sand dune in Europe and taste oysters.
That's one we're both missing right now because it's on, but we'll have to go next time. Right?
Yes, that's a reason to come back. Okay. So we'll look at it that way, right?
And you can do other things that are like that they're more extensive and more immersive. Yesterday we did a marvelous bike ride through Saint-Emilion, which is really the heart of wine country here in Bordeaux, and it was really superb. We did get our biking in, but we also got our wine tasting in. Yes. Although once we did the wine tasting, we didn't have to go back on the bike. So
yes, we don't allow biking after drinking. It's just one of our company health and safety policies, James.
That's a good one. I think you'll probably stick with that one. I don't know, but that was so we got to drink our wine at the end, and they took back our e-bikes. Now, it's interesting because Bordeaux itself, this is incredibly wide. This is like an estuary that we're in here, and then you do go up to the other rivers, like which I'm horrible remembering. It's Dordogne is one of the rivers, and
the Garonne.
And the Garonne, and you're going in all around. There's a lot of rivers around here.
There are, and it is a very different landscape. So, to the traditional Rhine-Main-Danube landscape, for example, in the Moselle, they are very hilly and more narrow rivers. This, as you said, is very wide. We are in an estuary at times, and the landscape is different, but it's actually very beautiful and a unique landscape. All of these little fishing huts, charming French villages, made limestone villages that you see. Yeah. I've really enjoyed. This is my first time here, actually, and I've really enjoyed experiencing and seeing what these rivers have to offer.
No, they're wonderful, and you're of course using the ship we're on is the Artistry 2, which is not a new ship. But you've recently refurbished everything, and it looks brand new, and you've kind of this is your kind of new style that you're introducing with this and other ships, right?
Yes, and no, it's not a brand new ship, but a lot of people asked me if it was brand new, so that was a good sign for sure. And we had an Avalon style. It's always been modern, kind of contemporary, comfortable style. And then we noticed that our ships that we built in 2019, launched in 2022 with the View, and then 2024 with the Alegria, all had a little bit different of a look and feel. We noticed that we were using lighter colors. That they were just looking at the new modern look, really, and so we realized that we needed to refresh the entire fleet to more of that being the Avalon look, and so this ship was done in that look and feel. Last year we did 4 ships. I believe we did 6 this year, and it must be more than that. My math might be off, but we have 2 ships left to do. So by 2026, the entire fleet will be refreshed with this new look and feel that, quite honestly makes the ships look bigger. It's bright, it's airy, it's really comfortable. And, that was the feedback that we were just off the heels of the Asta River Expo also. And we had 3 ships there, and advisors were just coming in and blown away by the look of our ships.
Well, you can see we're actually in the club lounge in the stern of the ship. It's a living room lounge. Many other lines will have cabins back here, staterooms, or maybe a restaurant. But you've decided to put in sort of more of a club lounge here, and then in the bow of the ship you have your panorama bistro, I believe, right?
Absolutely. And, we did need an alternative dining space. And we looked at this space and said, should this be where we take it from? And we decided no, because our guests love this space. We have games and books and coffee available 24/7.
And your favorite water, right?
Favorite water, yes. We have, it's called Be Well, and it's a magnesium-infused water with different vitamin infusions and flavors. Pink Positive is my flavor that I love.
Well, I told you, maybe they'll put a spigot onto your home. We'll have to see what happens.
I wish. Someday it could be possible.
But then one thing you haven't given up is your famous, this is a design. I remember I was at the press conference when they introduced the Panorama Suite. And that's been your focus, really, on all your ships. It's really unique design where the bed faces out, and you have it's not a balcony, but it's kind of a what do you call it?
We call it the open air balcony.
The open air balcony.
Yes.
So yeah, and that really is such a great way to see the sights as you're going by.
Yeah. So it is not. It goes beyond a French balcony, and that's why we call it the open air balcony, because it's an 11-foot wide wall to wall, floor to ceiling window that opens 7 feet, and the bed is able to, because we don't have exterior balconies, we have the space to turn the beds to face the incredible views.
It's amazing, and it really is. And you played a little trick on me by turning the bed the regular way, and I didn't realize you were trying to give us the contrast, and I ended up moving the bed myself. You said they would have moved it for me, but I didn't.
Yes, of course. But it shows that those of us in travel don't read what we're given, because there was a card that told you that.
Who reads these things?
Exactly, especially those of us who work in travel, right?
Well, we're the worst travelers, you know that. But anyway, so we're talking about that. So here we are in the Bordeaux, and you do have a lot of different shore excursions, or you have the biking, you have hikes, you have visits to. Talk a little bit about what you offer down here.
Yeah, it is absolutely a wine-themed cruise. We're in one of the greatest wine regions of the world, so there is wine, but there's more than wine. And the things that you talked about, I think, are some of the highlights. What we really tried to do is find small family-owned chateaus and bring our guests there who wanted to experience wine and to try something unique and different. So we offer a huge variety of excursions. We offer kind of panoramic drives to see the entire area and going to the chateaus that I mentioned. We are offering e-biking. We have an excursion where you go and meet. It's a couple that owns a wine shop, and she's a winemaker and artist, and he's just a bon vivant, if we want to pick a word for him. He's quite a character. And so, really trying to connect with local people, because that's what you remember from travel, is the people that you meet.
We went to some marvelous chateaus, and one really modern winery. I'd never seen anything like that. It was so stylish, I almost feel like they weren't making wine there, but they were. And that was in Saint-Emilion. So you have plans. You have the artistry too here. Any plans for future ships, or you're not there yet?
Well, we definitely have plans for future ships. I'm talking to two different shipyards right now that we're working with. So we'll see. We don't have anything to announce just yet in terms of where we'll be growing.
And of course, one of the great things about this cruise, about this ship, is the capacity is really. You have how many guests?
It's 128 guests.
Yeah,
so
that's
it is really ideal for experiencing this area, having small group excursions, which is something that you can experience and expect from Avalon Waterways, an average group size of about 25. So really personal service from the guides as well, and the chance to ask your questions and engage with them.
Well, they are small groups, and we had a great time on the biking and the hikes that we did. Although it did rain, and we stormed the fort in one of these towns through the rain. It was actually an interesting charge that we did. Now, what do you hope your guests come away with from this itinerary from Bordeaux?
I hope they come away with the same feeling that I have from being here in just these 4 days, which is a feeling that you were welcomed here, that you had an authentic experience and got to meet local people and really learned something more than wine even about the destination, and that they taste some great wines. We're serving only Bordeaux wines on board. Our hotel manager on this ship is a trained sommelier, so he's been introducing the wines every night and talking about the choices that we've made in our wines. So and also the best part is that you're on an Avalon ship, so having the relaxed luxury sense of feeling at home and just a comfortable experience here in Bordeaux.
Anything else you want to tell our travel advisors out there about this Bordeaux itinerary and what their clients can experience on it?
Well, I think that it's a great opportunity in 2025 because we actually launched this a little bit later than we launched the rest of 2025, so we're not full this year. So there's a great opportunity if you have those last-minute bookers. I'm among them, and sometimes I'm looking and I'm like, there's nothing left to buy. We do have space here, so there's an opportunity. There's also an opportunity with our Sweet Rewards program, so our Travel Advisor FAM program. A lot of the Bordeaux departures are here, so I don't expect that moving forward. 2026 is selling at the same pace as all of the other rivers, so this is a great opportunity in 2025 if you want to experience this region. If you haven't sailed with Avalon, take the opportunity this year.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and Bordeaux really is a fantastic itinerary. I didn't really know much about it either. I'd barely been on the river, and I was, we all gravitate to the Rhone and the Rhine and the Danube and the Seine, but boy, Bordeaux really has it all as well. I just rediscovered the Rhone last year, and this time I'm really going to be very high on coming back to Bordeaux and experience a lot more of what you have to offer here.
Yes, 100%. And I can't believe I've never been here. Our planning team, came here so much to create this itinerary. So I felt like I'd been here, but it really, you don't know it until you come. And I absolutely intend to come back too.
Well, Pam, hopefully I'll come back next time you come here, and we can go experience some of the more the other things that you have on this wonderful cruise. And it's great to see you, as always, here on your brand new itinerary on this wonderful ship.
Thank you, James. It's a pleasure to have you here as well.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.